say so. Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound.
What is good?
Bow, 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 bow.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the UPFAM SportsZone, episode 3. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of things going on right now. We got playoff baseball, we got some football, a lot of things going on tonight. But let's introduce the panel first. We got Mr. Daigoro Abreu in the building.
What up?
Got Mr. Ivan Puente in the building.
How you doing, America?
Mr. Will Ortiz in the building.
Appreciate you guys.
And the one and only Mr. John Riccardi in the building.
What's going on, everybody?
All right, fellas. I'm your host, Ivan Valera. For those watching on Facebook and on YouTube, drop a like, a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. So let's get right to it. NFL Week 6. The power rankings that we had last episode is like they're all shot to shit. Right? Let's see what we got this episode. Let's see where the cards were shuffled. All right. D, starting with you.
Yeah.
What are your top 5 looking like right now?
I got 49ers leading the pack. We'll go 1 through 5. Got 49ers leading the pack, 5-0 currently. Brock Purdy's playing out of his mind. I don't think a lot of people expected that out of him. I think the fact that he stepped up and is now that leader, that the veterans on that team, they kind of, they discounted him on that. So for him to step up and kind of be that player for them and take that role and step into those shoes speaks volumes of that offense now. The defense is doing their thing as we predicted during episode 1. We said they were going to be strong on defense, and they've proven that. 2, I got the Eagles. We know what they're doing. Offensive juggernauts there. 3, they're playing right now. The Chiefs, who are about to spank the Broncos on Thursday Night Football. This might be a little controversial, but I got the Dolphins 4 and the Bills 5.
Ooh.
So
and let me explain myself real quick. I know people are trying to put the Lions up there, but the Bills, we can't forget their track record and who they are and the players and the assets that they have on that team. Right? We can't take. They had a bad game against the Jaguars, yes, but we can't take away what they've done previously and the competitors that they have on that team. So and the skill that they have on that team. So that's my 5.
You put him at 5, even with the loss of Milano. You put him at 5.
I put him at 5. Yep.
So you got the Dolphins below the Bills.
I got Dolphins, then Bills, 4-5.
All right, John Riccardi, you were shaking your head. What's your power ranking before we start breaking that down?
I don't know if you could put the Dolphins ahead of the Bills after they took that spanking from the Bills. That was a bad loss, really bad. The only team to shut them down. But Niners are definitely one. I agree with that. Their defense is crazy. Brock Purdy went from last pick to Tom Brady level. Kind of right now. He hasn't lost a regular season game since he's came in. Yet he has not lost. The Eagles are 2, undefeated, still finding their way, but they winning. So they just find every time they go out, they win. So I don't know. It's crazy. 3 is the Chiefs. They about to win, like he said. They Broncos ain't got no shot. 4, 4 is probably Buffalo. If their defense if their defense don't show up this week, they're gonna drop. But you got to put them up there right now. 5 might be the Lions. Lions are they doing their thing right now, man. They playing real good. Their defense shows up, and Goff turned his whole career around when he went to Detroit. So I think that's 5, man. I don't know if the Dolphins are up there now, but after they took that beating and had a tough time against a really bad Giants team, they only beat them by what, 16?
Yeah, but you can't expect that team to keep putting up 30, 40
I know,
points.
but just yeah, I mean,
Come on, the Giants defense is horrible, dude, and they only beat them. They only
15
put up
points,
31.
15 points.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Dolphins still got a lot to prove to me, man. If Tua goes out, they're in trouble, but the Dolphins have a lot to prove still.
All right. So number 1, you got San Francisco, and D got San Francisco number 1. All right. Will Ortiz, what's your top 5?
Yeah, I know I'm a Philly fan and everything, but I'm gonna be really honest here. So I do got San Fran at
No,
first.
okay.
Not by a lot. Not by a lot. I will. I still believe Philly has a better defense, in my opinion, than San Fran. But I will say something that Brock Purdy for some reason is on a roll right now. Jalen Hurts is first. I want to say at least first 3 games, he's literally trying to find himself. I don't know. I'll text John and I was telling him, I feel like he was playing scared at one point. He wasn't throwing the ball. Or when he was throwing the ball, he was overthrowing it. It was almost like double guessing himself. But right now they play a good game last week. So I do have Philly second for sure. Kansas City 3. I do have the Bills 4. The Bills that's why I can't have Miami at number 4 neither, because of the whooping that they put on Miami. And then Miami, man, listen, honestly, and for number 5 spot, it was literally Detroit or Miami. But I'm gonna have to go with Miami just because Tua's playing out of his mind right now.
Okay.
And his weapons, though, his weapons, and he has a running back that runs as fast as Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So,
he's going to be out for the next 3 weeks. So.
I was just going to mention that one too. Yeah, and but Mozart, he's not that bad of a running back neither. So as long as no one breathes on him, I think he'll be fine.
All right. So everybody got San Fran number 1. Yeah. Ivan, what do you got?
Wait, did you have the Bills in your top 5? You had them 4? I do not have the Bills in the top 5. Just so everyone's aware, the Bills are not in the top 5. The AFC's Dak Prescott is not in the top 5. Just so everyone's aware. I disagree with you, Will. I don't think it's close between San Francisco and Philadelphia. I think San Francisco is a cut above the rest, and there's a bigger gap between San Francisco, the juggernaut, a handful of teams that are good, maybe 5 or 6 teams, and then everybody else is trash in the NFL. San Francisco is my number 1. Brock Purdy is a Tom Brady story. Has he lost a regular season game at all whatsoever? I don't think he has. Aside from the playoff game where he got hurt, he has not lost a regular season game. They just thrashed the Cowboys 42-10. We saw Sam Darnold play in a 49ers uniform. They're a cut above the rest. Don't sleep on the defense. As long as they stay Ayuk, as long as Debo, as long as CMC and George Kittle stay healthy, they have a one-way ticket to the Super Bowl, a cut above the rest. To Philadelphia.
Now hold up. You said San Francisco. You said Purdy's the Tom Brady right now.
Tom Brady story.
Why?
Tom Brady story.
But Tom Brady did it without a lot of weapons. There was a couple of years where he had shit.
My reference is to Tom Brady being a 7th draft pick.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. Okay.
That's my reference. So from being the last one picked to now leading the 49ers on his little undefeated run is awesome. Number 2, Philadelphia. And it's Philadelphia. They're the next undefeated team. The tush push is the new Brady sneak. I guess Goater is popping up now and actually playing to the level that he can play. So number 2 is Philadelphia. Then my number three is Miami. My number 3 is the Miami Dolphins. The fastest team in the NFL is Miami. Yes, A-Chain, rookie sensation, is out for the next 3 weeks, but you can't deny the weapons that this team has. Mostert is also fast. I was just seeing something on TV that the top 5 fastest speeds recorded are all Miami Dolphins. 2 of them are A-Chain. The other was Tariq Hill. Number 6 honorable mention is Jalen Waddle. Tua, like you said, Will, is playing out of control. So I have the Miami Dolphins at number 3. And I know you mentioned they just barely beat the New York Giants, but they beat the New York Giants by 2 scores. And yes, we know the New York Giants are a dumpster fire. But I think they still won that game pretty easily. My number 4 team is the Detroit Lions. For number 4, this team has won the last 13 of 15 games. We are seeing flashes of Jahmyr Gibbs and what his future could bring. Sam Laporta is one of the best rookies in the NFL right now. I think Campbell's really has the team on the right track. So my number 4 team, who's 4-1, is Detroit, and also beat Carolina 42-24. And then my number 5 is Kansas City.
Damn, no love
for Kansas City.
Kansas
City is the 2023 Kansas City Chiefs
under Detroit.
So what happened?
You have them below the Lions, the Chiefs.
Below the Lions. The 2023 Kansas City Chiefs are the 2022 Minnesota Vikings. That's who they are. As opposed to a thrashing that they gave who was it? Was it the Broncos? As opposed to that other game, every victory they've had has been a one score victory, squeaking by teams. The Jets could have won that game, 100%. So I have them as number 5, and them at 4-1. They're all one score victories except for that one blowout. So yeah, I think I definitely think that they're down at 5, and then we could talk. I mean, after that we could talk about the Bills, but Kansas City Chiefs at 5.
All right. So let's talk about now, since this is, we're podcasting out of the New York, New Jersey area, but YouTube's worldwide. We got to talk about the Jets and the Giants, right? What's the temperature like? I'm going to start with John Riccardi, then John. Right after John, we go to Ivan, then D, and then Will. Because Will's a Phillies fan, you got to go last, man. Because I know you're going to be popping your collar. How can I put it? Like, is it a Jets town? Is it still a Jets town or a Giants town? John?
Right now, it's still a Jets town because the Giants are lost, dude. They're a lost cause. Their offensive line is the worst, rated the worst in the NFL. Daniel Jones gets no time. Everybody putting blame on Daniel Jones. That guy's getting 2 seconds to get rid of the ball. You tackle Evan Neal. You guys should just get rid of that dude, bro. Busting the fans. Can't be a Giants fan when your players are busting on your own fans, man. Can't do that to your fans. Jets, Zach Wilson, he's playing better. He's not the quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. His improvement is not good. He's not our guy. He needs to go. We still need to get a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers does not need to come back this season because I don't need to see him tear his Achilles again and then be out for next year. So he needs to slow down a little bit, come back when you're 100%, and find a quarterback out there, man. I mean, Kirk Cousins might be available if the Vikings keep losing. So I think maybe the Jets give Minnesota a call, say, yo, Kirk Cousins, come on over. He wins a playoff game for the Jets. His contract next year will be crazy. He ain't coming back to the Jets, but he'll get a contract somewhere. But right now it's a Jets town because the Jets are way better than the Giants, and we're going to see that when we play them.
Yeah, Ivan Puente.
All right, let's talk about the New York Jets right now. So, a big question. If you ask me if it's a Jets or a Giants town, I'm going to say it's a Jets town. Contrary to popular belief and the history and obviously the 4 Super Bowls with the Giants and X, Y, and Z. But right now, the story has been since the offseason has been the New York Jets. And even now, with that win in Denver, the storyline just grabs the heart of everybody. The storyline that they did it for the offensive coordinator and they did it for Hackett. It just grabs at your heart. So I think, and I will repeat what I said before, it's not a Jets town, it's a Jets country. Because we're being watched, and especially from because of the offseason, it's all Jets, Jets. Now, the state of the New York Jets right now, we just lost, and we are haunted by this torn Achilles because we just lost Elijah Berry Tucker, who was our best offensive lineman, to a torn Achilles as well. But we'll have Max Mitchell coming up, who's not great, 100%. But the evolution, and John, I'm sorry, as a fellow Jets fan, I hate to disagree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you because the evolution of Zach Wilson, even though it's slow, it's still progressing, right? You see flashes of things that he can do and things that he can control. He takes snaps and he is now counting one and looking at his number one and then looking at his number two and then getting rid of the ball. So you see those things kind of progress. And if you can do that and let him just play football and not try to control the narrative when he's behind center, then I think that he can make the throws that he needs to make. Does he need some luck? Yes. Does he need a lot of help from his wide receivers? 100%. But if you can simplify the game and just let him know, hey, take a 2-step drop, look at your number one. If he's not open, move on to number two. If he's not open, then get rid of the ball. Throw it away and then scramble out of the pocket. So I think there is hope. Do I think that the Jets will make the playoffs? I hope, across my fingers, I think there's a chance. Do I think we'll beat Philadelphia this weekend? 90% of me says hell no, but as I said, there's always a chance. We have to remember that Zach Wilson is still this number 2 overall pick in a draft. We have to remember that he has talent. He has the arm strength. He has the accuracy, but he's young. He's a young quarterback that made a lot of mistakes. Is he the quarterback of the future? That's yet to be seen. He had maybe 8 weeks with Aaron Rodgers, not playing time. Can he be molded? Do I still think yes, 100%? Is he right now? No, he's not. When it comes to the Giants, it's the same old song. It's the same old tune that I've been saying over. It's you're putting your money in the wrong places. $40 million, and especially with Daniel Jones, also to someone who has shown flashes. And I just think it was just the scenario and the season for him to be paid that amount of money. Great agent, awesome agent to be able get him that amount of money. The loss of Andrew Thomas, I think Evan Neal, even though he's a scumbag for what he did to the fans and what he said to the fans. If anybody saw, I forgot who the sports announcer was who went on a tirade on Evan Neal. It was brilliant and it was magic. I think I think he also might be hurt too. So the offensive line is demolished. And again, you got to find him some protection at all if you want to see what he is capable of. And not think that, again, I don't think that, your highlight of a signing of Darren Waller wasn't that great, who has been non-existent all season, so.
And he doubled down on that Darren Waller. You got a couple of haters on YouTube that were like saying, you don't know what you're talking about. Darren Waller.
Yeah, great pick. He made the Pro Bowl one time in 2021.
So we got Frankie Martinez on Facebook. He wants to ask either you or John. So who should the Jets pick up?
I just told y'all, Kirk Cousins, make the call. Vikings are going nowhere this year, man. Make the call. Pick up somebody. Zach Wilson in crunch time. I've seen it twice, 2 weeks in a row. Snap hits him in the chest against Kansas City. What does he do? Fumbles it because he's worried about throwing the ball. Then throws a pick to Denver to try and lose that game. The defense won us that game. Zach Wilson ain't it, bro. I don't know. You could say what you want. Denver's defense, trash. Didn't have a good game. 197 yards. Not a good game. Should have beat the Chiefs because the referees had Chiefs jerseys on underneath with that bogus holding call on Sauce Gardner. But we won't go there. I was at the game. Even Chiefs fans were telling me that was a fake holding call. The referee throws the flag when the guy's returning the ball. But
Oh no, yeah, that was correct. You know,
it
they had
is what it is. But we need to make a phone call to get a quarterback for this year because Aaron Rodgers is coming back next year.
But now here's a question for me, John, and it's a question for you, and it's a question obviously to answer that question. It's like, what are we doing, to get Kirk Cousins? What are we giving up? Because we don't have draft picks to give up for Kirk Cousins. Number one. Number two, for some reason, Mecole Hardman's on the trade block for whatever reason. Who knows why Randall Cobb is getting more play time than Mecole Hardman? But Randall Cobb is on the field. No one knows why that's happening right now. But to trade to trade obviously on that last season, what do you offer Minnesota? To be 3 weeks ago, and right now I'm always on and off, and I'm hopping back on the Zach Wilson train. But 3 weeks ago, I was thinking about call Big Dick Nick. If you want to ship for Philadelphia, call. He's probably sitting on his house ready to rock and roll. And we can wait over till Aaron gets healthy.
Okay, Daigoro.
But we'd have to give away pieces and resources that we need for when Aaron Rodgers makes his his Superman comeback.
Okay, all right.
I don't really have a lot to comment on this. I mean, honestly, the Giants have been a huge disappointment. For where they left off last year, they were on the rise. We saw them do great things. They were in the playoffs, which was awesome for the tri-state area for us to see as Giants fans. But, I mean, you guys hit it on the head. The offensive line problems have been the major issue. You could put Tyrod Taylor behind a good offensive line, and Darren Waller can be a 1,200-yard, tight end. And, what he's playing, what Daniel Jones is playing with right now, it's the reason he's injured. It's the reason his neck's all jacked up. It's the reason they can't run the ball. It's the reason why Saquon, when he comes back, he's probably going to get hurt again because they can't block for him. So, for Deuce to be taking that kind of contact so often and so frequently throughout the game, it's just going to injure your players. So you're putting your dudes at risk. And for the front office to not be seeing that or not addressing those concerns just speaks volumes to, the culture there is what I'm going to say. So something needs to change. The Jets, were an awesome story before Aaron Rodgers got hurt. They have amazing pieces. I've got Breece Hall on majority of my fantasy teams. I knew he was going to be an absolute monster. The dude was a savage before he got hurt last year. I can't wait to see him do great things against Philly this weekend, which I think he will. Zach Wilson is just young and inexperienced, man, and he just needs to improve his game. And I mean, we're seeing the baby steps that he's taken. So hopefully he can perform under pressure. Hopefully they can put up a fight against the Eagles. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like a lot of people are anticipating. Because the Jets do have a lot of great pieces. They've got one of the best young receivers in the game. I think I would put Breece Hall in the top 5 of running backs as far as just skill and just the ability to get there. He's definitely a top 5 in my favor. But yeah, I mean, the Jets is where the optimism is right now in New York. So the Giants are just – I'm not going to speak about the Giants anymore.
All right. Will Ortiz, and then we're going to go back to Daigoro so you can give us your fantasy picks for this week. Some tips. Will.
I'll be the same way. I don't really have much for you guys. I just feel bad for both teams. Giants are just horrible. And, like, you guys hit it on the head too, man. Like, they shouldn't start Danny Dimes this week. You sit him out for a little bit. I feel like he's just a rag doll now at this point, man, with that old line that's back there. And Saquon too. If you start Saquon, you bring him back, he's gonna get re-injured again. The Jets, I mean, I don't think they're gonna do very well this weekend with my Eagles. Even though the Eagles secondary is pretty rough, banged up at the moment, but Zach Wilson's not gonna have enough time to throw that ball. I'm telling you that right now. Go Eagles.
All right. So D, you're a fantasy genius. What do you got? What do you got in store for the fantasy players out there? I stopped playing fantasy this year. So
two highlights here. So we got the Cleveland Browns. They're playing San Francisco. Amazing defense. They're going to have to play from behind. However, we know that Deshaun Watson is currently hurt. He's questionable, so he may not be able to play this game. If for some reason he doesn't play and the rookie has to play, bench all of your skill players for Cleveland. That includes Amari Cooper because he's not going to see targets. Even if you play PPR, we don't know what's going to happen there. So it's too much of a clouded environment for me to even trust any Cleveland Browns there, especially against San Francisco. So if Deshaun Watson does not play, I wouldn't start any of those dudes. And I've got Amari Cooper in a couple of my leagues. Another game I'm going to highlight. So if you lost Anthony Richardson like I did, an amazing rookie who's doing it with his legs, the 2 games that he did play, he did amazing, plus 20 plus fantasy points in each of those performances. The week he got hurt last week, he was on pace, to do amazing things. He's probably going to get a couple more rushing touchdowns and throw for some as well. He's got some assets there. But if you did lose him and you're looking for someone on the waiver wire, look at Sam Howell from the Redskins or the Commanders now. Look at Sam Howell and look at Baker Mayfield. He's going to play against the Lions. He's more than likely going to be playing from behind. He's going to have to throw the ball. Godwin's, I think, Chris Godwin's going to have a big game, I believe. And Mike Evans, if he's healthy enough to play, he should come back and have a big game as well. So that's what I got for you.
All right. There's a little fantasy tip from D. I know Eddie came at you pretty hard with your fantasy football. He made that clip, but you clapped back pretty nicely. Okay, so let's go to our next topic, which is the ML. All right, so we are talking playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
That's right. Classic clip right there. What happened to Ivan Puente? He disconnected. You got to get off that Boost Mobile, man. MLB playoffs right now. The Braves and the Phillies are scoreless. It's the second inning, I believe. Daigoro, what you think is going to happen?
I'm going to say, one, the Dodgers are a huge disappointment. Like, let's backtrack from that. Let's not disregard what happened and how the D-backs came with a young, explosive team, went to LA and completely turned that place inside out, right? You've got some young, explosive players. Corbin Carroll is amazing. Ketel Marte, that back-to-back home run that they went on, that escapade they went on against Lance Lynn, something you don't see every day. I think that core that they have in Arizona is something that's going to be a problem for years to come. Those dudes are under 25, majority of that core, and they're doing great things. Their pitching has been out of this world. They proved to the world and they proved to the Dodgers that, one, the Dodgers weren't shit and they couldn't compete with that energy that they brought to LA, and two, they proved that they're for real. We saw glimpses throughout the season of what they could be, and now they just put it all together. So it's amazing to see all that.
And the payroll disparity. Let's not forget that.
Ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, you have a potential MVP on one side, Mookie Betts, and then you got Freddie Freeman. Those two win a combined, I think, 1 for 21 against the D-backs throughout that series. For your two highest paid players and your two MVPs to go 1 for 21 against a D-backs team who supposedly had no shot at competing against this juggernaut of a team, you just can't get it done that way. So hats off to the D-backs for crushing it. I see them as the dark horse here, and I think they're going to go – I think they'll make the World Series, to be honest. Right now, I hope Atlanta wins tonight to make it interesting, but Philly's been on a tear. Their pitching's been really – like Ranger Suarez, like nobody expected that kid. I was following him all throughout the season because I had him on my fantasy team as well. But, he's a slick lefty. I think, that addition to that rotation is what's really helping them because they've got Weaver and they got Wheeler and they got Aaron Nola. So those are two studs. But to add, that one extra piece in there is really doing it for them. It's adding that depth to that rotation, and it's really helping them. And then their sticks, man, like they've got some animals. If you're leading off with Schwarber, that dude's I think he led off with a home run in a couple games in a row. Him and Turner just been on fire ever since Turner got that standing ovation when he was on his slump. He's just turned it inside out, and now the city of Philly is believing in their Phillies, and Harper wants one. So hopefully they go on a run. I'm hoping Atlanta makes it interesting tonight, so we can see another one. Because if you're a baseball fan, you love to see the rubber matches. So pretty excited about it.
Well, they lit up both of the Atlanta Aces.
Yeah, they sure did.
So that's deflating. And I was telling Will earlier when we were in the lobby, Philly kind of just sneaks in at the end.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make noise in the regular season, and they just like sneaked in. And they're about to bounce the Braves out of there for the second year in a row. Like nobody was talking about Philly this whole season. I don't think it was all about the Mets, the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Phillies were just kind of just lingering.
You got to think about it too. Their MVP Acuna, he wasn't present for their World Series run. He was hurt, right? So he wasn't there to experience in the flesh what it's like to play on that big stage. He was just there as a witness, right? He wasn't there with that team. Freddie Freeman was the one with that World Series experience. You got a couple other dudes who are still on that roster still, but Acuna wasn't there. So, we don't really know how Acuna is going to perform during these, while he's under the big lights. So this is his really first big test. So he needs to turn it up if he wants his team to do something.
All right. So you think Philly's going to close them out?
I think Philly will close them out even if Atlanta wins tonight, because they'll see Wheeler again, and that's going to be a rough situation for them.
Yeah, another fuck up that the Mets did.
Yep.
Anyway, John, what do you think?
Shout out to all the ex-Mets in the postseason. Tommy fan. But
Darno. Danny Murphy. I mean, come on.
Travis d'Arnaud is like an all-star catcher now. But it is what it is, man. That's all our losses. But I think Philly's going back to the World Series. I mean, my last take last week whenever the last podcast with all the baseball teams, totally wrong with everything I was saying. Seattle didn't even make the playoffs. It's an all Texas battle in the American League. I don't know. The Rangers are playing really well. The Astros are the Astros. It seems like they're in the championship game every year, probably at least for the last 7. I think it's 7 in a row or something. If they go back to the World Series again, man, they got to be considered what is that, a dynasty, because they're there like every year. So I think right now, I think it's going to be Philly and I want to say Texans, the Rangers, man. I really do, because I cannot take the Astros anymore. I've seen enough of that story, man. But I think it's going to be the Astros and the Phillies again, man.
All right. Will Ortiz, what are your thoughts on the playoffs right now?
Start off by saying I was wrong with my predictions from last podcast. Let's start off with that one. I had Tampa and Atlanta. I do have Phillies winning tonight. So, and I also like we were talking about disappointments as well, but you also have to bring up to like Tampa was a big disappointment. I think they scored like 1 run that whole series. Their top 3 best players didn't even hit. I can't even say his last name. I started his name. He didn't hit. I don't even think he hit the whole series.
Riza.
Or yeah.
Rosarena.
Oh, Rosarena. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he didn't even get a hit the whole season, the whole series. And I can't even say Baltimore was a disappointment either, because no one really expected that. They had nothing to lose. I think it sets them up for like, listen, you guys gotta be careful now with this team now. But my biggest disappointments was probably definitely number 1 is the Dodgers, definitely. But I'm gonna throw Tampa in there as well. But I also, like I said, I got Phillies and Astros in the World Series.
You
Yeah, I
think
hate the Astros. They annoy me. I don't. They're always there. Like it's annoying. It's annoying.
you think this is it for Davey Lopez?
Let's not just say Clayton Kershaw threw up an eggshell, bro, when he got bombed in the first inning. All
Yeah,
right,
man.
Mr. Number One pitcher in the postseason got annihilated and didn't even
I
last
think
an inning.
He was never
got
number
off
one in the postseason. He was never number one in the postseason.
They said he brought him to their World Series run that year, right? Didn't they say it was because of him? He got rocked.
He got rocked.
It made me so happy to see him get rocked because I'm tired of hearing about that guy in all his commercials.
Yeah. But you think you think this is it for the manager in LA?
Yeah.
Because with that team and that payroll, he was supposed to win at least 2.
It's like the Mets. The Mets are supposed to win with this payroll too. Look at them. Like those are, but you also like the Dodgers had a solid team, man. The Dodgers team was that team was real good,
It's because I'm a Mets fan. I'm cursed, bro. Don't stop.
Go ahead, Ivan. Ivan Puente.
Unmute.
Hold up. Let me see.
You're
Go
muted.
ahead. You're muted. Unmute your mic. All right. We'll wait for him to unmute his mic.
Strike 3.
I got it. I was screaming. Don't compare the Dodgers to the Mets. That's not a good comparison.
First of all, we're talking payroll. We're talking payroll. We're not talking
just payroll.
That's what we're talking about. No, because I haven't brought up the payroll. That's what I'm saying. So it's like the Mets supposed to be up there too.
Even so, I have even with the high payroll and everybody wants to win championships, I still have different expectations from the LA Dodgers and the Mets. The Mets are the Mets, and the Dodgers are the Dodgers. But for me, I want to say thank you to the Texas Rangers for completely. Does it count? It still kind of a sweep if it's a 3-game series and you win 2. So for sweeping the Tampa Bay Rays and for sweeping the Orioles to get to the ACLs, thank you very much. And I want to say I hate you to the New York Mets for also being a dumpster fire and letting Justin Verlander go to Houston, because Houston will not be where they are right now in the ALCS if it wasn't for that one person who will be starting game 1, Justin Verlander. So it's a reunion that nobody wanted to see.
He knew what he was doing.
It was all a plan.
So you didn't want to see Tampa Bay and Baltimore because you're a Yankee fan?
Because I'm a Yankee fan, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'm a Yankee fan. So
because I would like to see Baltimore go far. I mean,
it's a good story, but because I'm a Yankee fan, I'm going to say no. But because I like a good story, I'm in on Arizona. I'm in on the Diamondbacks.
Ivan, shouldn't you hate the Astros? Shouldn't you hate the Astros?
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet. So I do hate the Astros 100% because I am a Yankee fan. But I'm all in on Arizona. I'm all in on the Arizona story. When it comes to Atlanta and Philly, I think it's now, and seeing the games that have been played, I think it's now very, very apparent that playing in Philly is wild. And that home field advantage is wild. And a dormant Atlanta Braves lineup that arguably, and people argued it, could have been one of the best offensive lineups in history, being quieted down. And don't mess with my boy Bryce Harper, because you don't want to get that man angry, because you already see what he has done when you get that man angry. I do think Philly will win, and I do think Atlanta will tie. But I think Atlanta will tie, and I think Atlanta will find their stride and beat Philadelphia. Hot take. And then I want Arizona, man. I want Arizona, Texas. God sometimes is mad at me and he won't give me Arizona, Texas, and will give me Houston, Philly. But I'm crossing my fingers for Texas, Arizona.
And the advertising people are like, no, they're left with, if you're in the advertising business, who would you want right now? You'd want Philly and Houston. It's gonna have to be Houston.
Houston and Philly.
Big markets. You got 2 big markets. Why not?
Yeah. But Arizona, Texas, you know, well, Texas plays in Dallas. That might be interesting.
The Diamondbacks remind me of the Kansas City Royals team from like 15 years ago. If anybody remembers,
Which team? You talking about the team that beat the Mets?
The team that was Greinke on that team.
Salvador Perez and those guys.
Yeah, it's when they went on their World Series run.
Their World Series run.
Yeah, Greinke wasn't on that
That's
team.
20. Yeah, Greinke wasn't there. That was
Not Greinke. Who was that?
2015.
Ventura was there.
Yeah, what pitcher was I thinking about?
Ventura, it was Ventura. You had Salvador Perez. You had I think Lorenzo Cain as well.
Lorenzo Cain, Escobar, and
Yeah.
shortstop. He was nasty.
They had a good team. They had a good team.
This Diamondbacks team gives me those vibes.
Their best pitcher was Jarius Familia. Jarius Familia blowing 4 saves in the World Series.
He's the worst. And we kept him for like fucking 25 years.
Yo, listen, we'll be up 6-0, and then they'll put Familia in. The first thing I do is call John, like, yo, we just lost the game. We're gonna lose this game.
Him or Seth Lugo, and it was a wrap.
Hey, listen, Phillies, man, you got these Philly fans watching the game from the roof. I don't even know. That's wild shit.
All right. So that's it for baseball. Let's go to boxing. All right. We saw that fight a couple weeks ago. Canelo just demolished Charlo. Ivan Puente, you were right. He had to go up 2 weight classes, and his punches weren't doing anything to Canelo. Canelo was just walking through everything he threw at him. And in my opinion, I just think he was trying to survive because Canelo didn't really fuck him up. Charlo's defense was all right. Like if you
wasn't
look
comfortable. Not comfortable in that weight class. He wasn't comfortable in that weight class.
He couldn't figure him out, man. He really couldn't.
Hit him with solid punches and nothing.
Yeah.
And nothing.
And Canelo just kept pressing. He just kept pressing forward. It was now I didn't see Canelo make one step back at all. He just kept moving forward.
It was sparring. He was sparring.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think he ran. I don't want to say that, Charlo ran, but was he trying to survive? Yes, but I just think he just couldn't figure him out. He just couldn't, Canelo, he's a bad man.
It was a one-sided affair, and to me, he just when I rewatched it, he just didn't look comfortable with the weight class. He just didn't like his body. He didn't have abs. He didn't have anything for that weight, and it's just not. I think it's just not the weight class for him, and his next goal is to just go back to 154 and keep him moving.
Yeah. His brother was the one that fumbled the bag on that one because his brother should have fought Canelo at 168. He's a natural.
His brother would have got that.
He's the one in that weight class, correct? His brother's the one that
brother would have got fucked up.
The whole family affair would have been fucked up.
Well, is that next? Is that what we're gonna see next? Are we gonna see his brother?
Nah.
I was reading something. They were with Crawford, but I doubt Crawford wants all of that, man. He don't want that.
We're gonna get to that.
Okay, my bad.
I want to ask D, what did you think about the fight?
I think anybody who gave Charlo a chance is an idiot. 1, and then 2, he just looked like he didn't belong in the same ring with Canelo. Like Canelo, people were they were writing Canelo off. He's getting older and whatnot, probably losing a little athleticism. Canelo's never really been that type, and you've seen him mature post Floyd Mayweather into the boxing to the boxer that he is now. The dude is fighting at his peak. Like this is his prime. This is Canelo's prime right here. I don't think anybody in that weight class can beat him. I don't think if he moves up or down 1 weight class, I don't think anybody can beat him. Obviously he went up and fought Belov, but I mean, that's him jumping up almost 3 weight classes to fight somebody way bigger than him and try and chew on something that was way too big. But honestly, I don't think anybody who can step in that ring right now at super middleweight, I don't think anybody can hold a flame to Canelo right now. He's just doing too much. He's too strong. The dude's got a chin of a fucking
Mexican, man. Mexican.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just him. Nobody put that man down. He's never hit the canvas. For someone to have what's he got? 62 professional fights. For someone to have 62 professional fights and never touch the canvas with the quality of fighters that he's seen in his lifetime, the dude's never touched the canvas. Like, he's never taken a knee. His gloves never touched. He's probably slipped a couple times, but nobody's ever laid hands on him to the point where he's touched the canvas, and that says a lot. He's fought Triple G in his prime. He fought Mayweather.
Triple G wobbled him though a little bit.
He did, but did he fall? No. Like, the dude's an animal, man. And still to this day, I don't think there's a boxer. We're not going to see the quality of boxers that he fought when he was younger. It's a different style of fighting now. Now we're seeing the more skilled boxer, the more athletic boxer, a little less power. Canelo's like the last of his dying breed. So.
Now, wait, there's a monster at 168 at Benavidez.
But Benavidez ain't. Canelo's gonna put his ass out too. I'm putting it here. Canelo's gonna be the man to knock Benavidez out.
Okay, all right. John, what did you think about the fight?
Well, I didn't see the original fight. I had to watch a rerun because I was out doing soccer stuff with my daughter. But Canelo was just too much for him to handle, man. He tried. He just went up for the money. He didn't even want to, like, he was throwing soft jabs, was afraid to throw bombs. He didn't want to take no risks because he knew he was going to get hurt. It was Canelo all day. Canelo is going to be like Tom Brady, I guess, in football, according to D. Longest prime of his life. The guy's been in his prime since he's, what, 21? How old is he now?
I think he's like 33.
33.
Yeah, and he's going to be in his prime for what, another 4 years? He's going to have the longest prime in boxing history, this guy. He's been fighting since he's like 12.
After this, he'll probably one or two more fights, and he's probably done.
He's on a 3-fight deal right now. So there's his
Why
first
would he stop?
3-fight deal.
Why would he stop? He's just going to keep going. He's nobody's beating him.
What else does he have to prove? You know what I'm saying? Like
but what did Mayweather have to prove that he kept fighting?
Yeah, he's fighting for views now.
Yeah,
He's fighting for money.
He's not gonna do that. Canelo's fucking he's got cartel money, dog.
Yeah, I think Canelo's set for the rest of his life. I was just gonna say cartel.
Did he have to get his family out of Mexico because they stole his family?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about cartel money, but
So Abreu, D. Abreu, he brought up David Benavidez. The guy, he hits hard, you know. He's 27-0, 23 knockouts. He's the number 2 ranked super middleweight. So it's Canelo then Benavidez. I think is he too young to fight Canelo, or is it time? What do you think?
He's not there yet. When you go back to the fight where he fought Plant, and Plant was putting hands on him. And look what Canelo did to Plant. Prime Plant, right? This was Plant before Plant fought Canelo. Him and Benavidez met. Benavidez is an animal. Like, don't get me wrong. The dude, anybody other than Canelo, he's walking through him, right? He's proven that. He's strong. He's got reach. He's gonna have that on Canelo, but he just doesn't have the skill. And Canelo, like we've seen, he's got the chin. It's not gonna be a match. Canelo's either gonna outbox him or he's gonna knock him out. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a big boy to knock out, though.
It is, but
Natural.
the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
What do you think, Ivan?
I think that, and like I said before, I think that Canelo has 2 more fights because he signed a 3-fight deal. Everybody would want a Canelo Benavidez fight to happen. I do have Canelo in that fight, but I want to see Canelo Dimitri too. And that's something that's been floating around over that loss. So I think rather that, I think the Terrence Crawford deal is might be a little far-fetched for it, and just have that like super heavyweight, super fandom clash. But with 2 fights left, I think it could be Dimitri too, and Benavidez, and that's it.
You think he'll fight Dimitri at a catch weight this time? He's gonna have to. I mean, I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah, I think I think he'll have to. But I don't know. That's my opinion is that yeah, he will.
Okay. What about you, John? What do you think is next for him?
I agree with Ivan. I think he's gonna fight Dimitrov again, but I think he's gonna have to go up and fight him at his weight again. He wants that belt, right? They fight at a catchweight, ain't no belts on the line. It's just for the fight. But let that other guy fight him, man.
The other Charlo?
Nah, the guy you got. I can't say the dude's name, bro. The guy that's
Benavidez.
let him fight him. You don't know what's gonna happen in boxing. Anybody could get knocked out if they get hit right. But I think Canelo's knockout power is gone. I think he's done with that.
You think he should have put away Charlo?
Yeah.
Charlo's defense was on point. His defense was good because but Canelo was landing and he was like,
if he was landing, he should have knocked. If he was two weight classes bigger, he should have put him out. I think he don't have the same power he had when he was younger. I think it's going away.
Well, they say power goes old with you. You never lose it. That's what they say in boxing.
Yeah, but it looks like he's losing it because he should have knocked him out, man. You 2 weight classes. Have you been fighting guys bigger than him and knocking them out when you were younger? You should have put him out, man.
I think he was a bit conservative in this fight, and then Charlo was fucking moving around the ring like a chicken with no head. Like he was running the entire fight, so it's kind of hard to knock out a moving target.
I think storyline wanted to be awesome if his brother's like, oh, you beat my little brother, you can't beat me, or it's like I beat you and I'm gonna beat the older brother.
Avenge my brother.
It'd be awesome if that happens.
They don't even like each other. The brothers, they're beefing.
Well, they're gonna pull a Klitschko. You beat my little brother. I gotta come in and step in and beat you.
I gotta come in and step in. Obviously, that won't happen. He hasn't probably got a fight under his belt. I think he hasn't fought in like 2 years or something. Get a fight in and figure out who he fights. But storyline.
I think he's still recovering from that slap from Caleb Plant too.
So let's talk about Bud Crawford. So after the fight, Charlo called out Bud. He said, "I'm going back to 154. Bud Crawford's in the building. He's ducking me. Let's make it happen." So Terrence Crawford tweeted at him, said, "Okay, I'm over Charlo. He's no longer on my hit list. He went out there and laid down and let Canelo spank him like he was his daddy with no type of resistance."
Planting the seed.
The same thing would have happened to Crawford. If Crawford went up, same thing would have happened to Crawford.
Ooh, that's a big
Crawford
claim.
ain't trying to go up to 168. There's too many.
But I'm just saying. No, what I'm saying is like if he did that jump too, he would have been in the same boat.
Yeah,
and so he can't say that. I mean, I think he should still fight Charlo.
I think it's gonna happen.
Of course,
because they're saying that the Spence Crawford fight might not even happen in December.
It's all publicity, guys. That's what makes people want to buy the fight. You talk smack about each other. Tyson was the best at it, man. So they're doing this so people get interested in it. And then when it happens, everybody want to watch because they want to see somebody get knocked out. That's what it is. It's WWE, bro.
Yeah. So you think
that's not a bad thing.
You think he should fight? You think Crawford should fight Charlo right away or rematch Spence?
With that Spence one, man, that was a straight ass whooping, man. I don't think it should be a rematch on that one.
So, but Spence, he's a champ. He wants to come back.
Spence should get a rematch. Spence should get a rematch, but he should get a fight under his belt first, man. Get at least one fight under him because he needs to rebound off of that beating he took.
That's what I'm saying. Crawford's not gonna fight Charlo. He should be coming off a win.
All right. What do you think, D?
I think from what I read the other day, I think Bud has to fight Ennis for one of the welterweight belts. I think that he's the mandatory competitor or the mandatory contender for, I think, IBWC or IBF, one of those two belts. So if he doesn't pick a fight soon, he's gonna have to fight Boots. So I think that'll be an interesting fight.
And that's gonna happen in December.
I think that's the next one to happen. Yeah, if they can't pick a a contender before Boots. That's like the mandatory for him coming up.
Okay. All right. And that's gonna be at 154? Or
That'll be at 154. Yep.
interesting. All right. All right. So boxing's getting more exciting again. I think, it's back. There's been a while where people were saying, oh, boxing sucks, this and that. But I think once Dazin came into the picture and the zone
And Jake.
the zone.
Thank you, Jake.
The Paul brothers came into the picture. Each fighter gets to promote for themselves now. You don't have Top Rank versus Showtime, even though they're still there. But I think Golden Boy and that old guard, they're kind of fading out. And these guys are promoting their own fights, and they're their own agents, and they want to put the fight together that the fans want to see. So I think it's an exciting time. The lightweight division is great. The welterweight division is great, and the middleweight division. Now, what's going on with the heavyweights, though? What's going on with them?
To be honest, I don't like that fight with Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. That's just my opinion. I think that because there's nothing on the line, I think that's a waste of a match for Tyson, because it's not going to happen. Tyson is going to, obviously it's the money. I mean, they're in Saudi. Saudi's paying everything for that. But I think so I was reading something about Andy Ruiz. Is his name is Andy Ruiz, the Mexican guy that beat Anthony Joshua?
Somebody got to give him a shot, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, I would like to see him fight Deontay Wilder, to be honest.
Me too.
Yeah, but he got lazy on the rematch. Like, he came back and he didn't train. He looked horrible, Andy Ruiz. He beat Joshua because he had nothing to lose. He was out there.
Seriously, he had nothing to lose, man. I think he was shocked himself.
Yeah.
That but I want to see him go against Deontay Wilder, man. Because
why?
Deontay Wilder's career is spalling out.
Man, listen, Deontay Wilder doesn't have stamina, man.
That guy is crazy, man. You need Deontay Wilder. That guy Uslik, he needs to fight, bro. That guy. They need to let that guy fight.
Uslik's gonna fight Tyson in December. They signed for December.
Yeah, let's see if the contracts don't fall through.
But I think that's what is stupid. That's why Francis and Ngannou, that fight's so dumb. But guess what?
They're trying to make that fight though. They're trying to build up that fight, saying, "Oh, Tyson trained him. What? Tyson trained him for what? A half hour? Come on, man. It's not like he was there his whole camp."
So Wilder and Fury are not gonna fight again. They're not gonna have their fourth fight.
No way. There's no way.
Those fights are good.
What about
we're tired of that.
I'm not, man, because I love when Wilder hits him and rocks. Wilder rocks him.
Tyson Fury pulled the Undertaker. Tyson Fury pulled the Undertaker on him, bro. He was knocked out, woke up like the Undertaker and came out and waxed him, bro. It was crazy. I never seen anything like that. That guy was out cold and just did an Undertaker sit up and get up and beat him.
But you see how his body ripples when I think he hit
his
Wilder
body ripple
with a shot. What? Are you it was like a wave tsunami. It was the craziest ripple.
Yeah.
But crazy. Listen, I'm not gonna put it. Deontay hits hard. I will get, but you saw Deontay's a hard hitter. But you saw what Deontay, Tyson put a clinic on him, man.
He moves his head like a lightweight. He was doing this.
Yeah. You know what would be also a good fight? Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, to be honest. That fight would have been good if Joshua didn't lose. If Joshua didn't lose that fight with Andy, I think that fight would have been real good. But I feel like Joshua didn't want it from Wilder, in my opinion.
Well, he was at the Drake concert the night before at Madison Square Garden. He was chilling.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what he said. That's his excuse.
Just an update on the football game. There's only been one Taylor Swift sighting on TV so far.
Okay.
Thank God.
I'm surprised that's not one of the things on the podcast for today.
I took you over.
I hate it. Man, this whole thing about Taylor Swift made man. Listen, I don't want to hear that.
You know who I feel bad for is Pat Mahomes' wife, because she has to sit next to her, and she's used to being the queen of the box. And you got the real queen showing up, and she must hate her, man.
Every time I saw her talk to Taylor Swift, I'm like, look at her sucking her right now. Just like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God.
Oh yeah, definitely.
How about that for a boxing match? Mahomes' wife versus Taylor Swift.
Oh,
I'm
easily.
with it. Hey, what about the Jake with Logan Paul against Dylan Dennis? That's going on tomorrow on
Is that
Saturday.
gonna happen?
Yeah, on
That's
Saturday.
happening?
Yeah, I was just telling Ivan that at the face off, Dylan Dennis smacked Logan Paul in the face with a water bottle and cut him.
He cut him for real?
That's what the thing on the caption said on the video. He's hit him hard. I was trying to find it so I could send this to you. Maybe if you want to put it up, but yeah. So
Them dudes are getting personal, bro, with
like,
each other. Them dudes are getting personal.
yeah.
Predictions: Logan Paul is gonna destroy that man.
I don't know about
He's
that.
all right, Logan Paul. He's all right. But let's go to our next topic. Final topic is going to be the NBA season preview. All right, D. What is this season going to look like? I know, the last couple of days, a lot of shit talking. LeBron James talking about that his son could wash half the league right now. A lot of players didn't like that.
I'm gonna comment on a couple teams that I think are probably gonna make some strides to be competitive. I'm gonna comment on the Lakers as well. So first comment I'll make is if Anthony Davis doesn't step up and play MVP caliber basketball, the Lakers are not going to go anywhere. I think LeBron, yes, is a master coordinator on the floor. He's getting a little older. Some people say he hasn't lost a step, but father time is catching up, and he can only be at this point in his career. He's a great floor general, but AD needs to step up. The dude, if you give, I was hearing something. I think Kevin Garnett's got a podcast, and they were saying that if you give Anthony Davis the engine that Giannis has, the dude will probably be the best player that we've ever seen, just because of Anthony Davis' skill set. And he's not lying. The dude is 7 foot, shoots the three very well, plays interior very well, block shots, rebounds, an amazing playmaker. The dude is awesome. He's just like so sluggish on the floor, and he's always injured, and he's not reliable. The dude's played like 45 games a season. He's not dependable. He's not the kind of guy you want to lead your team, which is why the Lakers aren't really making any strides to, deep postseason contender runners. So that's got to change for the Lakers if they want to see any glimmer of hope there. The Dame signing for the Bucks is phenomenal. Like if the Bucks weren't already offensively stout, they get that much better. One of the greatest three-point shooters the league's ever seen, a playmaker. The dude's a phenomenal basketball player, super clutch. Dame Dollar, the dude's he's gonna wreak havoc with Giannis. The team's just got a bunch of role players who do their job really well. I see them going really deep into the playoffs and being definitely a championship contender. But you also can't discount the Denver Nuggets, reigning champions, Jokic. Big, I think, in my opinion, the best big man right now in the league. Murray right there in the picture as well, one of the best two guards in the league. That team just knows how to play basketball very well together, which I think is key to success for them moving forward. And I think the Celtics, with the signing of Porzingis, they make a really good run this year. And I think they also signed Jrue Holiday. They're gonna do well this year as well in the East. So those are my quick talking points.
So you got Milwaukee, Denver.
Yeah, so I got Milwaukee going super deep. I mean, Miami's always dangerous, right, in the playoffs. In the West, I see the Lakers making it far if Anthony Davis can be that player. Phoenix, another contender runner right there. The Clippers, also very good if they can stay healthy. But Denver, that they've got that championship experience, championship caliber players. So there's a lot of threats. I mean, I'm not making any predictions right now, but I mean the clear front runners in the East are the Bucks now with that Dame signing.
Okay, what about the Knicks? What do you think?
Man, the Knicks are gonna nick. Like they're gonna.
They're gonna gas us up. They're gonna gas us up for a month.
I've got hope every year watching the Knicks. I get super excited. I've been down to take my kids to a Knicks game, but I'm not. I'm gonna be like, kids, this is what basketball is.
It's the Mecca right here.
It's an amazing atmosphere, but like the way they've been playing lately is just like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
They always go on a run like for a month. You got everybody believing. We're like, oh shit, this is it. Just fall apart.
And then they jet it up.
Yep. What else? What do you think?
Well, I actually got Denver going back to the finals. That team is, you know, I don't. I you know what's funny? I saw a video of Jokic coming back for the preseason for practice and stuff. It looked like he didn't want to be there. He wanted to go race his horses. You know, he's just going there. I think he treats his job like a 9 to 5, man. He's gonna go in there, put some work in, and I'm gonna go home. You know, that's just how it is. And then going off the Lakers thing, I'm not a big Lakers guy. I'm not a Lakers fan at all. But if Anthony Davis does not step up, man, the Lakers ain't going nowhere. It doesn't matter what changes they do. I think Anthony Davis is going to play less than 50% of his games this year. Way less. Something's always going to happen with him. I mean, I hate the Knicks. Sorry to say it like that, but it's just facts. My Magic ain't going to do nothing, so I'm going to let no Magic's fans, so they ain't going to do nothing.
Magic is your team.
Yeah, that's my second job too. So so like they got a good core. They're young. I feel like when I look at them, it's like a recess, like a pickup team. To be honest, they're young guys. You know, Paulo is not a joke. I think we should start building the team around him. But again, I could see Denver repeating, man. To be honest, but don't forget what's Chris Paul now. You know, he's with the Wizards. I mean the Warriors. So that's a big change up too, you know. So it's gonna be a good season. I think it's gonna be a good season. But again, no one really focuses on the regular season. It's always about playoff basketball anyway. So,
all right, Ivan Puente.
Well, I knew we clicked somehow, and now I know why. My first jersey I ever got was a Penny Hardaway jersey. I am an Orlando Magic fan as well. Tell me you're about to go get the jersey right now to show it off.
Now I got a McGrady jersey.
Oh, you got that. You got that.
I got a Shaq one, and I got a Penny one, and I got a Nick Anderson one.
Nick Anderson, he's the one that missed the 4 free throws. Right?
I don't know how he did that, but he stole the ball.
You gotta get my good old JJ Redick. You should have got that one, huh?
Hey man, see that's the thing with the Magic, man. The Magic always. They always had a good team, but then
we develop stars. They just bloom somewhere else.
They're gone. You know,
so they had what's his name, the big dude,
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard, he was a monster.
Yeah, and what happened? He got Stan Van Gundy fired, and after he left the Magic, nothing. He didn't do much after that. You know, and that team was solid. That team was dirty.
Jameer Nelson,
Jameer Nelson, Rashad Lewis, Turkoglu, you know, Brandon Bat. Come on, man. That team was savage, man. And you know, happens, right? Go ahead, Ivan. I'm sorry to interrupt you, man.
That's all right.
Just got flashbacks.
I like it. To be honest, everyone has Denver in the finals, but to be honest, if you ask me Denver or the field, I'm taking the field over Denver repeating. I think a lot of great moves were made. Obviously, we all know about the Milwaukee deal and Damian Lillard. To be honest, that really doesn't get me up because we've seen all these mega teams form, and you know you have a bigger chance of it not working out than actually working out. The last time the mega team that actually worked out was when KD went to Golden State. That's the last time that's for it. But Golden State was already developed by that time.
They were a mega team already. I was gonna say, yeah,
they were a mega team already and already developed one there. But other than that. It doesn't really work out. The Suns, I think I know Dagger was listing some, which I agree. Porzingis to the Celtics and having him work with Book over there, I think is awesome. But the Suns, Bradley Beal, working with KD and Book, it's I think that's a lot of firepower. The West is loaded. The West has been loaded for the last 10 years, and you have those top 3 teams in the East that are always contenders, and. Yeah, I think Ja, if he keeps his guns at home, will come back refreshed and ready to rock and roll for the Grizz. So good season, but if you ask me, I don't pick Denver to repeat. I don't pick be honest, I don't pick Denver to be the team to come out of the West.
Okay. John Riccardi, close it out for us.
You gotta stay with Golden State. They still got core players there. They're gonna be good. They're good every year. Denver, they'll make the playoffs, but I don't see them going back to the championship either. I mean, they had a magical run last year. Jokic is good, but I can't see them repeating. The East, you got the Celtics and the Bucks. I think that's going to be the finals right there, the Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks will make the playoffs. They will make the playoffs. They might win a round.
What did you say? Repeat that again.
You leaving out Boston though?
I said
Boston, but he said the Knicks would make the playoffs.
The Knicks will make the playoffs. The Sixers are going to fall apart with Harden because that guy is just a cancer to any team he goes to. That guy will never win. He wants to go back to Houston and make the money. He's not. He don't want to be in Philly. And I pray to God the Knicks don't do something stupid and try and get him, because if they do, I will not watch a Knicks game for the rest of my life.
No,
and I'm a big Knicks fan.
That's what the Knicks do, man.
Yeah, well, if you could trade Randall, I would trade Randall too, but it is what it is. And we got baby Villanova on court now. I don't understand that. But if they gel, they gel. And Milwaukee, I think, is different because every super team you had, everybody needed the ball. Giannis don't need the ball, man, to be good. So Giannis, he's not a guy, give me the ball, I need it. So I think there's a difference there with them.
I don't think Lillard is a selfish player neither. You know, he wants.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you had the Heat, you had LeBron wanted the ball, D Wade wanted the ball, Bosh wanted the ball. They always wanted the ball. The Milwaukee ain't like that.
But that's why I think Milwaukee's going to work out, though, is because they're both two people.
How many chips did Miami win, though?
Two, right?
Yeah,
but Wade and Bosh said it's LeBron's ball. Wade.
That's when LeBron. That was when LeBron was 265.
Weren't they going to win like 6?
That was his prime. You know, give him the ball. You know, even the way Wade knew that.
Yeah, Wade said, "Yo."
Yeah, they accepted that. Yeah, it's like, yo, they give him the ball. You know, same thing with Shaq. That's why Shaq had a hard time in the beginning because, yo, that was Wade's team.
And LeBron talking about his son being able to wash half the league. He got to stay on the court, bro, with his heart. I mean,
he said,
how's he going to wash anybody if he can't get on the court, bro?
He said he can wash half of the people.
Yeah, he said.
Come on, man. The guy got to get his heart right first before he could do anything.
Oh boy.
Damn.
And he's saying that just so he could play with, so his son could get drafted by the Lakers so he could play with him. That's all he's staying in the league for. He ain't got nothing else to prove, LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron got nothing to prove. You
He's
know,
not Michael.
That's why you need Anthony Davis to like, yo, you need to step up, bro. This is
that guy's injury prone, bro. That guy's injury prone.
For sure.
He's made out of glass, Anthony Davis. And it's a shame.
They say that if he had the engine of Joel Embiid, he'd be top tier. He don't even got Embiid engine, bro. That's the guy I would like to see on the Knicks. Embiid, bring him over to the Knicks.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I don't think he's gonna be with Philly after this season if Philly don't do nothing, man. Especially with this whole Jace Harden thing. Come on.
But how about the big story? Cohen is trying to build a casino next to Citi Field.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, man. Well, listen, fellas, it's been fun. I got some great highlights to chop up. We're gonna make this fun. Thank you for joining, Ivan. Will, thanks for joining.
Always.
Thank you for having me.
And
always, I appreciate the invite.
Thank you. Yo, John wanted to mute you, Will. I said, give him a chance. I know y'all.
Kit Kat, come on, sponsor us. Sponsor us.
I love John. It's just sometimes John says some wild stuff, and I gotta come. You know,
he cut me off.
I have a shameless plug. If we're plugging right now, I have a plug too.
Go ahead.
Everybody watching. If you don't know, I am the director of food and beverage for Ocean Place Resort and Spa in Long Branch, New Jersey. I am having a comedy show event on October 28th. So if you want a date night, tickets are cheap. It's on Eventbrite. Message me, so I'll send you over the link. But October 20th in Long Branch, New Jersey, I am throwing a comedy show. 3 headliners, all with 10 plus years of experience. Hysterical, hilarious. Come out October 28th, Long Branch, New Jersey, if you're in the area.
All right. All right, fellas.
My brothers, appreciate it.